In today's class, we are going to start with mathematical functions. Already we saw about inbuilt functions. Now we move on to mathematical functions. To use mathematical function, we have to import a module called mmath. M-A-T-H, math. This is the name of the module we have to import, because the mathematical function definitions are defined in the library called math. So that is why we need to import math module. Already you know that module is nothing but a separate program which is stored in Python library. Here math function definitions are already declared and stored in library, Python library. That is why we have to import module math. Now we move on to mathematical functions one by one. The first function given in our book is floor. The floor function returns the largest integer less than, kindly notice the point, it returns the largest integer less than or equal to 0. So what it describes? It returns the integer, but that integer should be less than, which means suppose we are giving 26.7, the largest integer, but it should be less than 26. So what is the largest integer less than 26 is 26 or equal to x, which means equal to this variable. So what is meant by floor means the value should be less than. There is a function called a ceil, C-E-I-L, ceil. It returns the smallest integer greater than the value. So floor returns the largest, but it should be less than, and the ceil returns the smallest, which should be greater than. These two functions we are going to see now. The syntax for using floor function is math.floor of x. Here math is said to be as a module. So already I told you, to use mathematical function we have to use the module called math, and floor is nothing but the function and one parameter is passed. Okay, so math.floor. Here some of the examples given. Import math. First of all, to use mathematical function we have to import a math module. That is why the first line is given as import math. The second line, x equal to 26.7, y equal to, kindly note down, minus 26.7, and z equal to minus 23.2. Okay, here print statement is given, print math.floor of x. So print statement prints the value which is given inside the bracket. The inside the bracket is the math function and it calls floor function. So floor of x means it should write the largest integer but less than the value or equal to the value. So 26.7, it is the value of x, and what is the floor value? 26 is the floor value. If you write, that is, kindly understand children, an easy way to find out. Okay, so 26.7, it is in between 26 and 27. It is in between 26 and 27. So which one is least, which one is less than? 26 is less than. That is why we are taking for floor 26. Here minus 26.7, it is lies in between minus 26 and minus 27. As you already know in mathematics, which one is less than? 27 is less than 26. that is the input is given as minus 26.7. It is lies between minus 26 and minus 27. Which one is least value? Minus 27 is least value, so it takes the least value. That is why minus 27 is given here. Again, minus 23.2 minus 23.2. It is lies in between minus 23 and minus 24. Comparing to these two, which one is least? Minus 24 is least. That is why the answer is given as minus 24. Next we move on to ceil function. It is quite opposite to floor function. Ceil. It returns the largest integer but greater than. Kindly notice that this returns the largest integer but greater than or equal to x. And the syntax as like floor function, here also we have to include the keyword called math dot ceil and we have to pass the parameter here. Okay, now we move on to the example. 26, the same values are given here. 26.7, it is lies in between 26 and 27. Which is the greater value of the given value? 27 is the greater value. That is why the output 27 is described here. Next, y equal to 26.7 minus 26.7, math dot ceil y. So we have to consider the y value, which is equal to minus 26.7. So it is lies in between minus 26 minus 27. So in between we are having 26.7. Okay, which is greatest value? Comparing to these two, minus 26 is greater. That is why the answer is given as minus 26. Third one, minus 23.2. It lies in between minus 23 and minus 24. So comparing to these two, which is very smallest? Which is very largest? Minus 23 is largest. That is why the answer is given as minus 23. Another simple concept to remember these two functions, that is ceil and floor. Just remember our real life situation. What is meant by floor? It is present downwards. What is ceil? It is present upside. So floor means we have to write the very least value. Ceil means we have to write the greatest value. Just keep remember in your mind. Okay. Next function is very easiest function to you. SQRT, which returns the square root of a value. Okay. X must be greater than 0. This is the important thing. That is, we can find the square root only for the positive integers. That is, the value of x must be greater than 0. So which is considered as positive. So we are unable to find the negative values. Okay, any positive values can be used for finding square root. And the syntax is given as SQRT of x, which means we can pass only one parameter for the function. Next, here also we need to import math function. X equal to 30, y equal to 49 and z equal to 25.5. Okay, square root of x, which gives the output as 5 point something, and square root of y 49. You already know that 49, the square root of 49 is 7. So 7 is given here, but 7.0, that is, it is mentioned like this in square root function. That is why the decimal value is also present here. And 25.5, Square root of 25 is 5 and there will be 0.5. That is why the answer is present in decimal value. Here up to this for first result and 7.0 for second and last 5.0 something for third result. Here math.sqrt x. So it takes x value, finds the square root by using the math module and then prints the value. Okay, these are all the mathematical functions that are given in our book. But apart from this, we are having so many mathematical functions in Python, and all the mathematical functions are pre-described and stored in as a library file. That is why we are using the keyword import to import mathematical function definitions. Okay, now we move on to composition in functions.